How's it going, everyone? This video is going to be how we screeded and laid all these concrete pavers, as well as built these concrete block steps. This was an add-on project to a backyard patio we did for these customers, and I think it tied everything off really nicely. The pavers on this project are made by a company called Genest. They're based out of Maine. The concrete block and caps are made by Techo-Bloc. And if you want to know more about that, check out the description below for the details. But let's just get right into the day, guys. I hope you enjoy this video. Go ahead, Trav. Show them. Yeah, we got to see it from the back. What do you think about Trav's mullet?
I love it. Pretty cool.
I love mullets underneath the hats, dude. You know what I mean? You got a good curl, Trav. It's gonna be a good curl. We are back on this job. If you didn't see the video previously, check it out. We excavated and backfilled this area. Today we're building steps out of wall block and hopefully laying some pavers. So as I mentioned in my last video and a few previous ones as well, a lot of these jobs I'm uploading are from this past season, 2022. During the season, I just didn't have enough time to keep up with the uploads and stay up to date. So now that it's winter time, I'm just posting all these videos. But this was the first job my nephew Travis helped us on, and it was a blast. He did a really good job. He's a hard worker, very motivated. So he will be with Ben and I on the next few series of videos. And it was, like I said, it was just a really fun summer for both him and us. It was nice having him on the job site, and I think he learned a lot. But here we are, we backfilled in the previous video, like I said, and I'm getting this first step installed so that we can start installing some pavers. And I'm going right off the corner of that foundation wall. That's going to be the back of our step, or retaining wall. And that's just to fix this grade coming from the lawn up to the driveway. As you've seen at the beginning, we installed 3 steps with a couple landings. And that's all I'm doing. I'm getting it prepared. I used that level off of the driveway to find my correct height, and now I'm using a string line and some levels and a square to get my back of my wall set up, which I'm going to explain to you here in a minute. You guys saw me square this line off, line squared with the house, and that will be our guideline for laying this walkway. Got that 4-foot level squared with the line. Then we get the 6-foot level squared with the 4-foot level. So the front of this level is going to be the back of our wall block. I'm going to start building this wall. Ben's getting chipstone ready over here because he's going to start laying in some pavers down at the bottom. And once I have this first row of block in, that'll be our first step. That's going to be our first riser for this transition in front of the driveway. And once that riser is in place, we'll be able to know exactly where we have to be with our pavers so that Benny can start grading and setting in our screed rails to start laying the walkway. So if you're a new viewer and you're wondering what this open grade base or the clear stone is and you haven't seen many people use it, check out my channel. I have a lot of videos explaining it, but it's pretty much an open, clean stone. There's no fines in it, and that allows water to travel through it freely. And I use it for the base of any of my concrete wall block applications, like steps or retaining walls. And what it does is it keeps it free of any water. So when the winter comes and it gets below freezing, this material doesn't shift or heave as much as a dense grade gravel, or some people call it class 5. When you have fines in with your base material, the water holds onto it and it moves a lot more than this clean stone. Alright, our first step's in. There'll be a cap on top of that, so it'll be another 3 inches higher. But we're going to be putting this on hold for now because we've got our benchmark, and now we can get this whole walkway here graded and set up our screed rails so we can start laying pavers on this in this walkway area. You want to get a wheelbarrow loaded up the smaller stone? You can just leave it for now, but I'm gonna get the pipe set in first, but at least it's ready. If you want to actually fill up the other one, then that will be another one ready. What are you doing? Like my hot dip galvanized gas pipe, man. Every time I pick up one of these pipes, dude, I stand it up so see if a snake falls out now. So what I'm doing here is getting my screed rails, is what I call these. They're 10-foot long galvanized gas pipes. You can get them at any home improvement store. They're 1-inch interior, 1 1/4 inch exterior, and they're a nice thick gauge steel, so they stay straight and true while you beat on them with a hammer. And what I'm doing with this chipstone is putting it under the low spots and lifting the pipe up so I can set them into place. I get close to where I need to be with the 3/4 inch stone, and then you can use up to about a 1/2 inch of this chipstone underneath your pipes to get them to where you need them to be. And what I'm going for is level, side to side when you're looking at the walkway, but the walkway is going to slope down towards where Ben was working at a little bit more than 1/8 of a pitch. So our water runoff is going to go straight down into the backyard. All the pipes are set. So bring that over here, Trav. We'll dump a little bit of it out. Right. Not all of it. Let's put the rest right here, bro. So again, for the new viewers in here that may not have ever seen this kind of material used for the paver base, we call it chipstone here in Massachusetts. Some places call it high performance bedding, or HPB, and some call it PBS, or premium bedding stone. And it's just a clean crushed stone, 3/8 of an inch and less. There's no fines in it, and again, it allows for water to travel through freely, helping to prevent shifting and movement during the winter months. I have numerous videos on my channel going into more depth about this material and the process of screeding for pavers. So check out the channel, and also check out the description below for a few links to those videos that I'm talking about. How you living, guys?
Hot. It's hot.
It's hot. Trav, we're gonna dump that one behind those wall blocks, okay? Just because there's a lot of big stone in it. What'd you say, bud?
It's hot.
We're back. We went and took a little lunch break. We got a few things. A little bit more chipstone from my house. We got some border pavers, and we got some wall block caps. And now we're back to end the day with just getting as much of this walkway laid as possible. Trav's doing the trick. Oh yeah, dude, he's got it down, Benny. He learned that quick. Richie's gonna be 17. This is nuts. You guys are getting too old.
I don't think so.
Yep. You know, I was 15 when Richie was born.
Yeah, I know that.
So I was about your age when your brother was born. It was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. And then I was 17 when you were born.
Well, when your parents are young, you know.
Yeah, I was just saying there, Travis is 15 years old, and that's how old I was when his older brother was born. He's 2 years younger than him, so that's definitely one thing I'm realizing. Every year that goes by, I start to understand what my father and all the other people in my life told me when I was younger, that, you know, life just goes by really quick, and it certainly does. I'm 32 years old now. I know that's not old by any standards, but I feel like my 20s went by so fast, I can't even recollect how fast they went by. Now here I am, bunch of gray hair in my beard and my head. It's just wild. It's just wild. Time freaking flies. And I think you realize how fast time goes by even more when you have kids in your life. You know, you watch them grow, and you watch them grow fast, and it makes you realize how fast you're growing. And you know, you just got to embrace all of it. You got to enjoy every season of life, every different stage. You know, watching your kids grow and go through the things that you went through at that age. You know, and you just gotta, that's what we're here for. We're here to guide them along their way, and hopefully teach them to not do the mistakes that you made. And even if they do, you gotta be there by their side to walk them through it, and you know, help them along their way. And like I said, that's why I'm so excited about having my nephew here working with me, is that he can be by my side. Nice shirt, Trav. Mm-hmm. Pallet's getting smaller. Oh yeah.
Good.
It's all about the confidence. Perfect.
Disc golf basket's coming in tomorrow.
Disc golf basket's coming in tomorrow?
Yep.
That's sick, dude. I can't wait to send them. I'm gonna bring my bag. Yeah, almost up to the first step. So when I lay pavers like this, three-piece design, I just lay them randomly, looking out for a few things, which one is long joint lines, more than like 4 or 5 pavers, you need to break those up. Four-way intersections, meaning when you have a corner of 4 pavers touching each other, creating like a plus sign. You don't really want that in your design, like a random pattern. And then the last thing is a lot of similar sizes right next to each other. But that's about all I look for. Other than that, everything gets laid randomly. Nice job. Hey, pull that sleeve up, dude. I want to see the color difference you got this year so far. We really got to get the little swatches from Home Depot, whatever they are. Find out which tone you are, dude. We'll all do that, and we'll figure out our name for the summer.
We'll find them.
Whatever the paint color is, that's what it is, bud. You're gonna be Rosemary Brown.
Rosemary Brown.
This is a walkway. Alright, so we're going to make our cuts up against our step here. So as we go into a step or a transition into another grade in a walkway, we don't put the border in front of and behind the step. We let the main pavers run into the step and then continue on to the next step. And we leave the border just on the side. It's actually a good guide because we like to leave a good 1/4 of an inch. And this edge of the square is about a 1/4 of an inch. So you can already have the measurement with the 1/4 inch in it. So we're looking at 11 1/4. So the measurement for that one is going to be 6 3/4. We got 6 1/2 on this side. Back from lunch, Trav. How was it?
Fine.
9.5, huh? That's what I heard you say. 9.5 for the buffalo chicken finger dinner. I actually got it too because it sounded so good. I'll give it an 8.9.
Decent rating.
See, the guy from Barstool Sports that does the pizza reviews, he says you can't just throw a 9 out there because then you have nowhere to go on somewhere that's better. You know? It's a lie, he says. Benny says it's a lie.
Hey, it could be.
You gave the pizza a what?
I gave it a 7.
7. That's a good number.
That was good.
It's a good number. So now it's time to set our screed rails and screed our top landing here. got our 1/8 of a slope, with that being the higher side. And like I showed in some other videos, the height of the level is pretty much the exact same height as a paver. So we have our skied rails, Trav, our skied rails. We have our screed rails set 1/4 of an inch higher than our final grade because we want to account for compaction and settlement. So the edge of the square is about 1/4 of an inch, and that's what we got. What do you think?
We're almost there.
It's hot today, huh?
Not really. Just got a nice breeze.
Yeah. Still in the 80s though. I can feel it. So setting your screed rails up for that 1/4 of an inch higher than your desired height is a very important step of this process. Don't skip that. You want to get your pavers higher than the top of your blocks or your block caps, and you want to settle them into place with your hammer. If you don't, Mother Nature will do it later down the road. And if you're in this industry, you've probably seen it plenty of times when people lay a walkway behind or in front of steps and they do settle. It causes a trip hazard and it looks very unprofessional. So make sure you set them up higher to account for your compaction and settlement. But now we're setting up a string line to be able to lay this top landing here, and that string line is going down this joint line of the pavers and the left side edge of the border pavers on the walkway. And that's going to allow me to lay this top landing in, starting with the border. That will make sure I'm nice and square and straight with our walkway below this first step. And it will also allow me to be able to just build the next 2 steps right along the same line of those border pavers, which you'll see in a minute here. But I like to build the steps as much as I can after I lay the pavers. That way I'm not messing around with measurements and trying to get everything perfect. Once the pavers are laid, I'll be able to install the wall block for our step up, no problem at all. These blocks are 6 inches high and the caps are 3 inches high. The height of these concrete pavers are 2 3/8 of an inch. So when you lay the wall block at the same height or on the same chipstone as the pavers, you're going to end up having just a little bit over a 6-inch step. And that's exactly what you want. And that's going to help lock the block into place and prevent movement in the future. So Ben's going to wrap up this paver landing as I move on to setting our first step and continuing on that little retaining wall. We use concrete adhesive to glue the wall block together and to glue the wall cap onto as well. You see us using our dead blow hammers to set these pavers into place, and I do that on every paver install. A lot of people just lay the pavers and then compact it afterwards, but I find that doesn't completely mesh the paver height in with each other very well. All these pavers need to be set by hand to the correct height so you can get a really professional finish. If you don't, some pavers are going to stick up slightly more than others, or some pavers are going to be slightly lower than others. So using the hammer and checking with your level is an important thing. It's tedious, but it really makes a difference with your end result. So I'm going to let you enjoy this time lapse here as we build up these 2 steps and finish this landing here. If you got any questions or comments, please hit me up in the comment section below. I love being in contact with all you guys that are consistently watching the channel. I really appreciate it. Every upload you guys are watching, and that's a really important thing to me. It means a lot. I'm glad you're enjoying the channel. But I'm always happy to hear of anything you might want to see differently, or I'm always happy to answer any questions that you might have. we're back here on another day. Gonna wrap this up today, Benny, huh?
What's the goal?
No Trav today, unfortunately. Short day.
Hopefully.
Gonna finish up this landing, but first we have to trim up the asphalt driveway so we have a nice straight line and a squared off line. Alright, so this is another very important thing to do if you're meeting up with an existing asphalt driveway or any other kind of hard surface, whether it's concrete. It's almost never a perfectly flush edge, so you need to cut it to make it that flush edge. I've seen a lot of installs that people meet up with a asphalt driveway and they don't do that, and it's just so noticeable, and it's just really cheesy looking to me. So we measured off the back of these caps to make sure our cut line was square as well as nice and flush, and you'll see at the end that it makes a big difference. So I laid this top landing in off camera. There's a lot of video of us putting pavers in on this job, so there it is. There's our end result. You see on this right side here, it's just all open grade stone for that downspout to drain into, and that will be plenty enough for drainage. But we're here putting the concrete in along the edge now, and you're going to see I pretty much just dig a nice little trench that's a few inches below the bottom of the pavers, fill the trench in with the concrete, and slope it up to about an inch below the top of the paver. I have a couple videos on my channel that goes into a little bit more depth on concreting the edge of these pavers and why I use it, but a brief reason is because this open grade base is a loose aggregate, so it won't hold steel spikes and plastic edging strong enough. It will move and shift over time, so concrete is necessary. I just use regular bagged concrete mix, 80-pound bags. The manufacturer doesn't matter too much, whatever's available in your area. There are aluminum edge restraint options for open grade base, but they're very expensive, and I don't think they hold the pavers back quite as strong as this concrete does. Hello everybody, I am back, and this job is almost done. I'm riding solo today. Ben's not here because he's sick, and Travis is home because this is just a small thing for me to do. But here we are. Hope you guys are enjoying this video so far. This really tied this backyard patio project off nicely. I'm here to do poly sand today and fix the turf damage around the edges of the walkway. Got some topsoil. One thing I do want to mention is this was a add-on to the patio. If you guys watched the videos previously, we stopped about there, and you can actually kind of see the difference in our border paver color between right there and the existing patio that we added onto. And that is simply because when you do pavers, you know that every pallet, it can vary from pallet to pallet, the color of the pavers, even if they're both the same color. Those are both the same color, same manufacturer, just made at a different time. So these pavers that are on the edge that look darker than the lighter ones will actually fade and become lighter like the existing charcoal border. The only thing is that it's fresh, and it was just taken off the pallet last week when we installed it. So it takes some time for the sun to beat down on it for it to wear the color in, but it will wear that in and match the existing border. Concrete's cured up nice. That's the only way to do edging for your concrete pavers with open grade base. Concrete. That's it, guys. Other than polymeric sand, which I'm not sure I'm going to do today. It actually sprinkled on me a couple times, and the weather's saying it's going to rain a little bit this afternoon and somewhat heavy tonight. So unfortunately I got to skip the polymeric sand for the day, but the topsoil repairs are all done. Edges are filled in, all the topsoil is seeded. Can't get it all in one shot. There it is, got it all in one frame there for you. Okay, so that's gonna wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little additional walkway that we installed on top of this patio, and how we fixed the grade issues over here with our steps. And if you did, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate the support, and until the next video, you guys already know. Peace.